Hello YouTube and welcome to GrunfWorks. This is episode 15 of the Interplanetary Voyage of Exploration. And today we will be once again going to Minmus. However, let us first collect some more data about Minmus. So, low resolution altimetry scan, then multispectral scan, transmitting the data. As you probably remember, in the previous episode we didn't have all the data from the Minmus. So right now, as you can see, we have collected all or scanned the entire surface, and we have now plotted some waypoints that we wanted to visit per biome. So the mod that you are seeing, or there are two mods. First is the map overlay, which I'm enabling now to show the biomes, and the second is the waypoint manager, where I'm using information from the ScanSat to actually plot the waypoints that I want to be visiting. I'm not 100% sure that we would be able to visit all of the waypoints with this craft. However, we're basically simulating Kerbals, analyzing the data as sent by ScanSat planetary mapping, and charting potential landing sites. Once again, we will be sending our trusty science harvester Mark 1. The only thing that will be different is Mark 1B, and I have just added a single long-range antenna, and I have also fixed the bug, or not the bug, but engineering issue that we had, that the solar panels activated at staging, which was basically the reason why I almost scrapped the Lunar mission, as was one of the questions in the quiz. So, by the way, congratulations to the lucky winners of the quiz. I hope you like the games that you've gotten. And there will be at some point in future further this kind of quizzes. I'm just gonna see whether the next instance, since I will be probably celebrating some number, will it be for the subscribers only, or it will be in general. This last one was in general. So anyway, we are now rolling out our science harvester that will be going to Minmus. And yep, let us see who will it take up. Now, most of our Kerbals do have pretty decent amount of science, so I'm thinking let's launch it, and we will put, well, not Jeb, but let's say Ludding, I guess. And let's launch. Okay. So we're more or less ready. Let us just make sure that we toggle auto collect for the science. And once again my rocket starts to dance, so I'm kind of thinking that I'll just launch. I have to remember to take a material study of the launch pad, but I will not probably bore you guys with that. I'll do that off camera and just collect the science from it. It's not that interesting after all to collect these few samples from the launch pad itself. So once again, 4 times acceleration launch, and as you can see, this time the solar panels didn't blow up in my face, which is a good thing. And just riding up towards the apoapses. Our apoapse climbing over the atmosphere. We'll stop it at 100 roughly, just fiddling with the maneuver node, making sure that I basically get to the orbit. Just coming here and pressing the burn. Okay, and now we're in orbit. Cool. So, time to plan our... What the hell? A tank of monopropellant is leaking. Well, dang it. Okay, so, yeah, if we can see the red, we have a leaking monopropellant tank. And it's the one marked as red. Yeah, I see it. Okay, Luding, sounds like you will be doing some EVA. Okay, take some spares. Time for our first repair, I guess. So, Luding, you're becoming an engineer as needed. So let's see what is the satisfactory resolution for the leaking monopropellant tank. Well, not scrap part. What can we do? Apply duct tape. Yeah, well, why not? So, some sticky tape and the problem is solved. Wow. Talk about Kerbal engineering. Really nice. Okay. With that issue resolved, I think I will probably skip all the Minmus transfer and everything. You have seen this, me doing this more than once, so I'll probably, since we will do lots of science hopping, I will come back to you once we're getting into the Minmus sphere of influence. And we are in the Minmus sphere of influence, so let us go sort solar particle analysis. These solar particles will allow for better estimates to be made of composition, yada yada yada. Whatever. Cool. Close it. Sorry, I'm a little bit cold today, so. Okay, we have our waypoints, and let us just go and create a maneuver node to make sure that we have a nice close orbit around Minmus. Select the waypoint, and yeah, let us see how it looks. Hi Minmus, we're coming for you. This time for a longer visit than the last time. Last time it was just land it, call it today, and run off. Today we're gonna try and take at least a couple, visit at least a couple of places. So I must say, when recording my frame rate is pretty dippy, but then again trying to find which of my mods is doing that, or is it all of my mods doing it together. I think it's just nuts. I don't have the patience to troubleshoot 67 mods, so yeah, I'm kind of hoping it will just turn out for the better. Recently I've added this waypoint manager because I figured, you know, if we'll be hopping from biome to biome, at least you guys have some idea to see how is the reasoning behind, you know, plotting the dots and going, because I think the waypoints add a nice immersion to the gameplay actually. So, okay, now just burning until we kind of circular, or make sure that we have an orbit. We have a periapsis of 21, an apoapsis of 74. So okay, time to put the maneuver node on the other side and get into the orbit, or make our orbit more circular, or we will be actually going, might even go directly for landing. And these three biomes in a row, I actually like how they're set up. so we'll probably tick them off on a single pass. Several heavy metals elements become embedded in the collected waters. Okay, well, whatever. Now, time for going to actually let us make a burn a little bit further though, and okay, and that's it. And yeah, time to go for the landing at the first one. So as we are closing in towards the first biome, I'm extending my landing legs. and 29 meters per second to completely stop. So now I'm just making sure that I activate the correct waypoint so that we have a rough idea where we want it to land, and we have selected this because the slope is significantly less steep, and I mean we have plenty of delta V to just hop around and collect the... I think we have a total of 3 sets of mystery goos and 3 sets of material base, so we will be visiting 3 biomes in total, I guess. I could have crammed more, but I don't think it would just... my sanity would endure it, so yeah. Coming ever so carefully and trying to get as close to the waypoint, but then again not really spot on. It's just a matter of coming as close as possible while hitting the same biome. So the waypoint says lowlands, and we are currently above lowlands, so I guess we just arrest our horizontal velocity and go for the landing. Okay, 200 meters above surface, we can see the light's reflection, cool, and they're starting to converge, which means we are not that far away. Oh, we can see our shadow. Okay, looting, take care in, but be careful about it. Cool, and we've landed. Whoa, 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 whoa. Reaction wheels, reaction wheels. Okay, well, since we didn't break the solar panels, we have no rush this time, so we can take our time collecting all the sweet science that we want. So, okay, X-ray diffraction scan. Let's see what it says. Powder X-ray diffraction on the surface sample reveals extinct mineral composition. Cool. Temperature? Temperature reads minty fresh, make addendum requesting all future thermometers to be like that. Cool. Seismic. Faint seismic waves are detected. Keep the data. Mystery goo. Even the goo seems to want a taste of minty surface. Well, who wouldn't? Making sure that I'm collecting all the data. Material study. By the way, I really like the animations. While the material samples were processed, you begin to run thoughts through how much Minmus looks like a mint dessert, and then you realize you're hungry. Well, of course. But we already established previously that it's not made of ice cream, so that's a shame. Yeah, Minmus does not generate a magnetic field. Let us do the laser scan, and that's one of the newer experiments that we had. Significant concatenations of heavy metals are detected on the surface here. Okay, or concentrations, sorry. Gravity scan. The sensor takes detailed readings of the local gravity on Minmus. Sure, whatever. Crew report. You wonder why you're still sitting on your capsule when there's so much fun to have outside. Yeah, I tend to agree. Let's go out. EVA. And we already have an EVA flying above Minmus, so let us just go to the surface and collect the surface sample and an EVA report from the surface of Minmus, and that will be EVA report from the lowlands. So, Okay. Loading, bouncing around. Happily as my eye did. Okay. And surface sample. Cool. So that is Minmus lowlands for you. Cool. Plant the flag. And we say lowlands conquered. Right now we are just using the flags to make sure that we mark the spots which we have conquered, and I will remove them later on. I don't want to have too many objects in the tracking station because I'm worried I might hit the memory cap. So let us delete the waypoint and let us proceed to the next one. So the next one is Great Flats. Okay, we're going to that direction. Okay. Let me just a few final checks and let us go towards it. By the way, I'm just using visual navigation here to see how will it look like, and I also am not going 100% directly, but more or less trying to go around the area. But I really like this clouds effect on Minmus, like the fog above the lakes. It really gives this Minmus this surreal feel, like they've been evaporating or something. Okay, I'm kind of toggling the experiments. Now once again burning to arrest my horizontal speed, and we are currently above the biome Greater Flats, so Great Flats, sorry, not Greater Flats. Landing ever so carefully to collect a next batch of science. Okay, 4 meters per second, 3, 2, 1, ever so slowly loading, and we have landed. Cool, time for the next round of science. Let's see what we got, shall we? X-ray diffraction scan. We wait until it collects the data. A mixture of calcite and polymorphous argonite. Yeah, whatever. Lots to read. Temperature scan. The ground seems to reflect most of the sun's thermal energy. Well, cool. You watch the data as it clearly shows that nothing interesting is happening at all. Wonderful. Makes whole the trip worth it. Mystery Goo. The goo appears to be licking its lips. You recheck the oxygen levels in your suit. Sure. Sorry about that. Material study. Low temperature frozen of the liquid samples of a sort iced cream. Was it green before? Wouldn't know. Closer study reveals Minmus does indeed not generate a magnetic field. Well, we already knew that, so let's check the laser surface scan. I really like the animations, by the way, of these. When exposed to the laser, the surface of this flatlands... Oh, and I forgot to read it as a gravity scan. Yeah, we already know that the Minmus is not made of ice cream, sadly. Landing on a perfectly flat surface is somewhat boring. Well, I tend to disagree. It gives us a lot of cool science, so... yeah. There's a clear purpose to it, so... it's not really boring. It's serene, I guess. Okay, surface sample. It's just ice, occasional snowflake here and there. Yeah, sure. You think you could drill some holes here and play golf? Space golf, of course. Well, maybe actually alluding there will be chance to do that in the future. I'm kind of thinking Minmus we might use for some staging area for some base. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we can use it to test the base parts. Actually, we'll use either Moon or that. But that will definitely be in one of the future episodes, not at the moment. These are basically still first steps towards understanding the planets that we will be dealing with. So, okay, selfie taken, and time to... Whoa! You're a little bit over enthusiastic there, buddy. Okay, board, and let us now go towards our next waypoint. So let's delete the Great Flats, and now let's go to Midlands. Okay. We're only 16 kilometers, so it's a small orbital hop. Just burning aggressively towards it. Whoa! Looks good enough. And I have chosen to land basically on top of this mountain. Because, oh, what a beautiful shot. I think I will use that one for our screenshot for this mission. Okay. Still Minmus is covered by fog. I'm just trying to make adjustments to make sure that we would be landing still close enough to our waypoint. Once again arresting my vertical velocity. Okay. Making a couple of fine adjustments just to make sure that we do land on Midlands. And we're coming down. Ever so slowly. Making some final braking, and this will be our last hop. From there I think we'll just go back to Kerbin. I mean, lots of science is collected, we don't need to be too greedy. We'll probably have another mission going to Minmus anyway, so... Okay, new round of science, yay! Let us get right on it. X-ray diffraction scan, and by the way, I'm also deleting this Midlands waypoint. Oh, come on, you take forever. Distinguishing coloration of a sample is due mostly to the presence of chloride minerals, primarily of iron-rich calamosit variety, whatever. You secretly wish temperature were hot enough to cause you to sweat. You packed extra ice cream for the occasion. You detected some seismic activity most likely caused by tidal forces. What tidal forces? Mystery Goo, what do you have to say? The goo wants a bite. You want to like to chew metal? Whatever, man. Bacterial samples appear to gorge themselves on what looks like a microscopic mint scones. They're still believing that Minmus is made out of ice cream. Ah man, will they be disappointed when they learn. Closer study reveals Minmus does indeed not generate a magnetic field. Come on, you're repeating yourself. Laser surface scan. An interesting mix of metal elements are detected here, distinguishing Minmus from its rather dull companion. Gravity. Detailed reading of local gravity, sure. Crew report, low gravity, interesting terrain visible from the window. I agree, it's an interesting terrain. So, let's get out on this interesting terrain and get us another surface sample and another EVA report. What do you say, buddy? Yay! Just bouncing around happily. Already planted 2 flags, time to plant the 3rd one. EVA report. You spend several minutes contemplating how to rotate, taste the ground, removing your space helmet. You realize that the ground looks more like a cookie dough than the mint ice cream than the flatlands. Your mouth starts to water. Come on, didn't you read the reports? Didn't you get the memo, Ludding? It's metal, not ice cream. Get over it. Well, Midlands conquered. Flag planted, and you're just happily jumping along, getting back in your ship. Well, why not? Okay, so with that in mind, I'm just checking if I have any more material bays or mystery goos, which I don't. So that means time has come to go home. First, dropping a quick save. We don't want the Kraken to hit, and yeah, just burning for an apoapsis going at 90 degrees. Enjoying the view, and I'm aware that we are close to some other, but well, until we have a materials bay and mystery go, especially material bay gives a lot of science, I don't think it's valid that we go and visit other biomes. It's not really an incentive, it's better to go on a separate mission, I guess. Okay, we are in orbit. We don't have to make it perfect, just gather a few last bits and pieces of science and then take it from there to Kerbin. So, trying to find the most suitable periapsis, fiddling with it, so 15, yeah, well, why not? Waiting until our craft gets into the position, burn for it, and just monitoring as we're coming along. That we get at least somewhere in the 20-ish area. Yeah, 19. Good enough, I like it. So, that in mind, we will have to visit these other biomes next time, I guess. Okay, and I'll just keep the rest time accelerated because, I mean, there is not really a point. You've seen me come back multiple times. I'm just trying to make a maneuver node close enough and just warp to it. Until our craft gets in the vicinity. Here we go. We don't no longer need it. And where are we? Oh, hi Kerbin. You have a glitchy texture, by the way. Rapidly descending. Still admiring the clouds over Kerbin, and I decided to use, well, what I have left of this Delta V, at least to decelerate a bit, because, yeah, just descend quicker, I guess. So, as we hit it, I stage the fuel tanks, off they go, and I continue to burn until we actually slow down significantly. I think our impact biome will probably be water. I also increased the lighting a little bit for you guys so you can see. Okay. We have spent a significant amount of our fuel. We still have more than enough, but still now just deploying the landing legs. I don't know if I'll be needing them because I'm coming into the water, but one can always hope. Passing through the cloud layer, getting ready to pop the chutes. Okay, time to pop the chutes. Decelerating ever so slowly. 600, 500. Okay, and our surface velocity is 5 point something, which is pretty decent. So we're just descending and getting into the... Yeah, let's do those two experiments. Save, and let us recover the vessel. Wow, 1388 science. Perfect. And Luding, you have won some ribbons. Congratulations, buddy. By the way, we're coming at the end of the episode. I really hope that you like the episode. If you like the episode, do like the episode. And for more KSP content, hit that subscribe button. Well, let's see if we can award Luding something special, because he has gotten us a lot of science. So, award ribbon. What are we gonna give him? Qualified operations. Might as well. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks signing off.